Hey, bro.
Hey, bruh. How's it hanging?
Oh, sometimes I want to say something,
Yeah.
but I can't find the words, so I just pick up a TV and I smash it.
Whoa, dude. That sounds totally, unresponsible.
Yeah, it's very, just, the word you're looking for. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Boy, I love
Uh,
causing, massive amounts of property damage and just drinking tons of inebriating alcohol and stuff.
it's almost like I'm wreck full, but the opposite of that, and I don't know what that word is.
What the hell is rectal? Is that a word?
I'm reckless, bro.
Oh, whoa, you're reckless, dude. I'm totally reckless,
Whoa.
man. Man, that'd be great if we made a movie that had that exact title and then
Yeah.
two idiots doing a podcast did a little bit later on about it.
Yeah. Okay, Zach, I've got good news and I got bad news.
Oh, yeah?
The good news is that we haven't done a truly awful film yet.
Uh-huh.
The bad news is this film is so boring.
Woof. You know what? I could see a certain type of person finding this movie fantastic, and this being one of their favorite movies of all time. 40-year-old mums is the target audience for this movie. And we are neither 40 or mums.
No, me neither.
Yeah, no. I thought it was thoroughly okay.
I also thought that, but then there was the final 20 minutes. Hello and welcome to Oldie but a Goodie. It is the show where every single week we have a look at what came out this time of the year, back in the year 1984. It's the start of February. This film came out the start of February in that year.
It's reckless.
The movie's called Reckless.
If you hadn't got that bit already.
No. Anyway, my name's Sandro, that's Zach.
Hello there.
After coming down from the highs of last week,
Yeah.
this was rough.
Yeah, I was actually pretty positive at first, but it slowly drained at me. I had a real positive attitude at the start of this film, and by the end of it, I was like, cool, are we done yet? We know they're going to get together, and right away, we know that since the half of the movie, the middle of the movie, that was obvious that they were going to do that. Are we going to get there yet? Are we done yet? Is the movie over yet?
That is exactly what this movie is. It's barely an hour and a half as well. It's really short. But it just drains at you after a certain amount of time. I like the start as well. I like the opening. It was so unbelievably 80s. And the soundtrack is great as well.
Here's what I've got. Extreme littering. Woo!
That was true. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was some real extreme littering as he's knocking cans off the side.
Yeah, we'll get to all of this. Just everything. Just every single thing about this movie we'll get to. And there's a lot.
There's a whole lot of things that happen that really don't matter too much.
No.
I quite liked the dad story, actually. I thought that was quite interesting and, like, heart-stringy sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually pretty good. The romance was that. She shouldn't like him, but she does. Whoa.
Are they going to kiss in a pool? Yes, but not how they do in the poster.
Yep.
We'll get to that. I was thoroughly disappointed.
Oh, is that your biggest low from this movie?
Yeah, because it's not like it is in the poster. It's false advertising.
False advertising? Whoa, we're going to take him to court. 50 years later.
Oh, dear.
Destroy him.
Okay, so for the notes, first up, this came out alongside nothing.
Nice.
This is the only film we could do this week.
Nice.
Although I could have picked either of the two options from last week, but I don't know.
Something about this was like, oh, this is some sort of rebellious.
I guess it is. It's about not wanting to be happy. Sometimes that's kind of what it's about.
That's one way to look at it, yeah.
There's a whole moment where Tracy's like, everything's fine. I'm sick of everything being fine. It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Her freak out was...
That was amazing.
Yeah. It was great, because it's kind of a realistic freak out. It's
Yeah.
a freak out over literally nothing.
Alright, this movie was released 3rd of February. Cool. It's directed by this guy called James Foley. It's his first ever movie.
Oh, yeah.
From here, he's had a career. He has had a career. He has.
Okay.
Episodes of Twin Peaks.
Okay. It's
pretty good.
Twin Peaks is good. I like
Episodes of House of Cards.
I never saw that show, but I should have.
But he's also done a movie with Madonna, as well as many different music videos. He's directed heaps of music videos, and he's also directed 2 films. 2 films, Zach.
Oh yeah.
You already know what they are. I mean, they make sense.
I mean, yeah. After watching this, I have a feeling that they are catered to the same demographic. Demographic is what I was trying to pronounce.
Yeah.
Of 40 to 50-year-old women.
Is that the target demographic for 50 Shades, though? Because that is what he directed. He directed the 2 50 Shades sequel.
Oh, absolutely, that's the demographic. It's between 30 and 50-year-old women.
I know the books are. Everyone I know who has read the books is in that demographic.
Yeah.
But the films... I don't know.
The films are... Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess the films are more for a younger audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does make sense, though, because those films are not erotic in the slightest, and either is this movie, because he licks someone's eyebrows at some point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does. That's right. I thought that was weird at the time. I didn't make a note of it because I didn't think that was an important point we would touch on.
I think I made all of my notes during those 2 scenes because there was so much stuff where I was like, what? What is this? Who decided that was a good idea?
It's sexy, Sandro. You wouldn't get it.
Oh, it is not, but we will get to that. But then, it makes sense that he would go on to direct those 2 50 Shades movies because, look, it's the same as this.
Yeah.
It's just... Except this has more of a plot.
Sort of, yeah.
I mean, there's a car chase in the final 50 Shades movie.
Is there?
Watch it on YouTube. It's kind of good.
Oh, yeah, it's on YouTube. You actually haven't seen it, but it's on YouTube. Oh, how convenient.
I haven't seen it. I did get an invite to the premiere of it, though, when it
Oh,
came out
really?
like 2 years ago. And
Oh, man. Why'd you turn that one down?
It was on Valentine's Day as well, and I was like, this is just a recipe for just bad.
Yeah. Just like this movie. Whoa!
The movie is written by Chris Columbus, debut writing credit from him. He's done another film from '84, little movie called Gremlins, which none of us have heard of.
Yeah. None of you that should go and watch that film instead of this film.
But also, he's done The Goonies, so that's cool.
Oh, the Goodie boys. All right.
His first ever directorial movie... that didn't make sense. The first movie he ever directed was called Adventures in Babysitting from '87.
Sorry, what?
Adventures in Babysitting. The poster is kind of amazing, and I do want to watch it. It looks like it could be great or terrible.
Those are 2 things that it could be. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's
but then he went on to direct Home Alone, Home Alone 2.
Nice.
This is Doubtfire,
Nice.
and the first 2 Harry Potter movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Which,
That's a good roster. I have to give it to him.
Yeah. Look, he started Harry Potter with the superior Dumbledore, so,
Yeah, that's true. Man, Dumbledore's such a disappointment.
He's also been a producer on a bunch of stuff, including The Lighthouse from last year. Plug, I mentioned it. Top 20 movies of films from 2019 No Doubt podcast. Check it out. I'm talking about that movie. But he's also working on the Scooby-Doo prequel origin film that's coming out soon.
Yeah, I saw the teaser for that one. Yeah, it looks alright.
Yeah? Okay.
I mean, look, this is Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. They meet. Wow. They become best friends. Wow. Wow.
Let's go to the cast. Playing the main character, who has got the most reckless name of all time, Johnny Rourke.
Very reckless.
So
You want your reckless guy to be named Johnny, and then
Of course.
What sounds dangerous? Rourke, yeah, Johnny Rourke.
Oh, it's good. The actor's name is Aidan Quinn. It's his first ever movie, but he's gone on to act in Frankenstein movie. He's in Jonah Hex, a film that no one remembers. But he's also a lead in Elementary, so good on him.
Oh, good on him. I thought he was alright. I like him.
Yeah.
Again, in the one scene I liked in the movie, I thought he was pretty good. The dad scenes.
That was good. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, like, I felt he had emotions, and I was like, what? Wait, emotion? I didn't expect this in the movie.
That scene did kind of come out of nowhere. It was alright.
Yeah.
But he was, he was, like, watchable, I guess.
Yeah.
But it also wasn't so bad that it was good, which I think may have made the film better.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely could see that. If he was worse, like, overacting a bit more, I would have liked it a lot more.
Speaking of his dad is played by Kenneth McMillan, who really just plays every single unfriendly, mean dad character from the 70s and 80s. He's in everything.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
He didn't seem too unfriendly in it. Like, obviously there's the point where they snap and they fight or whatever, but, like, beforehand he seems pretty good.
Yeah, he was good. He was really good in this.
So, yeah. Give him top credits.
Let's move on to Tracy Prescott. That's her name. She's a cheerleader.
Woo.
The actress is Daryl Hannah. She's in Kill Bill. She plays Elle Driver. She got some awards for that, which is pretty good. She's also in Blade Runner. She's in another film from 1984 called Splash, which stars Tom Hanks falling in love with a mermaid. That's an option coming up. Keep an eye out for it.
And her freak-out scene is just... beautiful.
Oh, I loved it. Like, I actually, like, rewound it to watch it again because I was like, that was so perfectly done.
Yeah, it was good. The rest of the film, she's sort of more of, like, a bland sort of character. That's just like, oh, I'm a good girl, but I want to hang out with the bad boy, the reckless boy. But I'm conflicted. Whoa.
It's the whole thing with this movie, though, is every character is just the biggest cliche. Like, we mentioned it last week. It's just Grease, but without the songs.
Yeah. They should have been doing musicals. Oh, man.
I would have liked it. Sure.
Yeah.
Although that would have taken away the pretty awesome soundtrack that they already had.
Yeah, that is true. The soundtrack was pretty radical.
It's pretty great. I thought she did well with what she had.
I liked her brother, who had, like, 2 scenes. The first scene he was in, like, hit me hard with that child acting. Second scene he was actually pretty good in.
Oh, there's a scene where he just watches Johnny get changed.
Yeah, okay, that sounds really weird. No.
That's what happens.
No, because he's staring at the guy who just banged his sister. You would too. Yeah. If you suddenly had to hide him in your room.
But yeah.
And he's also looking at this older, like, rebel boy. He's like, whoa, who is this?
Tracy's mum is played by Lois Smith. She's been in everything. She started in the 50s, got some big Oscar movies in the 70s. Most recently was in Lady Bird. She's great. She's in this for, like, one scene. She was really good.
Nice.
All right, let's move on to the reception. There is no critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, but it has an audience score of 69.
Perfect for this movie.
It's got 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb as well. There's, like, all of the reviews basically say, the ones that I could find from critics and on Letterboxd and IMDb, that sort of stuff, they're all like, yeah, look, the story's bad, but I like the way it's shot, so that's cool.
Nice.
People like how it looks, sure. It was made on a budget of $3 million. What do you think it made?
$3 million. Well, that sounds about right. I'm gonna say 5 mil.
Ooh, a little higher, actually.
A little higher. Nice.
A little bit higher.
Nice.
Yeah.
7?
1 mil higher.
8. Oh, it was 8.
8,
okay,
yeah.
that's pretty decent.
Let's get into Reckless.
Woo, Reckless, yeah.
The font, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's alright. The music, it's good. It's not my favorite music out of all the music we've been listening to for the past couple of movies, but it was pretty good. Like, it was no hot dog opener music.
No.
But it was pretty good.
I'm thinking about making us a Spotify playlist, an official Oldie But Goodie Spotify playlist, where we just put in all the random songs from 1984 that we've heard in film.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to that hot dog opener over and over again. It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, it probably opens on Johnny. He's at this this overlook on top of a hill, looks down onto a factory. And he's just, he's just drinking Iron City beer, which is like peak 80s.
Yeah, something like that. But what do you do when you finish the beer, Sandro? Do you crunch it up and then responsibly recycle it?
No, it's a different time. You don't do that.
Recycling? Ugh, that's so unradical.
What you do is you put it on the edge of the overlook.
Most reckless thing I can think of. He gets his motorbike, alright? Yeah. And then he just freaking yeets that can across the city with his motorbike, nearly dying in the process.
He
does this multiple times. Because, do you know why, Sandro?
Because he's somewhat reckless.
One could say. He's a little bit reckless.
He then just screams, "Yes!"
Oh yeah, I have that written down too. He goes, "Yes!"
He hit the beer
can. Yes!
Even though it's obvious he's done this so many times before. So every time he does it successfully, he just scream, "Yeah."
Yeah, it's, woof.
Oh.
That's very 80s sort of thing.
It is. But speaking of it being a different time, straight after that, we just got teenagers drinking and driving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're drinking and driving. Well, most of the back is drinking.
Well, I mean, what we see in the scene after that, we know that, Tracy is known to have a few, then immediately drive. So
yeah.
Not necessarily while she's driving, but definitely before.
Yeah, but also, she's a perfect girl. She would never do anything wrong, except for maybe drinking and driving.
It was the 80s. That's not doing anything wrong. It was a different
It was a different time. Every time you say that, you know it's something bad. I'm just gonna... really need to make a list of everything you've said was from a different time, and just be like, yep, that it was.
But then Johnny just appears on his motorbike, and they just drive just straight at each other.
Well, isn't she supposed to be a goody two shoes? Why is she so extreme? Maybe it's because she's drunk driving. I don't know. Just thought of that one. Oh yeah, she's drunk driving. That would be it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they go to a bowling alley. By the way, all the dialogue for the first 10 minutes of this movie sounds like it's just been overdubbed.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all.
No.
He's behind the bowling alley doing stuff. What is he doing? Who the frick cares? Then you got teenage people. They're doing their thing. They're drinking and laughing, and then one of the teenage boys is like, "Hey girl, you want to bang?" And she's like, "I'm not drunk enough yet."
That happens. There's a lot of that.
Teenage shenanigans.
There's also a part where Johnny goes up to the person behind the bar or something and is like, "What are you doing tonight?" "I'm going to bed." "With who?" "Myself." "Oh, what good is that?" "Good for sleeping."
Yeah. It's great. No, but I like how he does it. He pretends to be stealing some soda or something.
I think he does steal some soda.
Well, he does, yeah, but I think he works there, or is he knows the lady who's working there. They're in a somewhat of a relationship. It's never really touched on what their relationship is.
No, I mean something is touched on, but yeah, not that.
He grabs some soda, and she's like, "Hey, what are you?" "Oh, it's you. God damn it, Johnny, you piece of garbage."
It's not a good reason to steal something.
It's a great reason to steal something. If I knew someone who worked at a restaurant, I would come in and steal stuff all the time, and they'd be like, "God damn it, Zach, why are you stealing some napkins again?" And I'd be like, "Ha ha! What are you gonna do? Arrest me?" And then I'd run out.
Yeah.
Because I'm so reckless.
So reckless.
So reckless.
Unbelievably reckless.
And then a teenager's the boyfriend of the main lady.
Oh, his name is Randy.
Good old Randy. Of course. Oh god, of course his name's Randy. Yeah,
I love it. He's not that Randy though.
He bumps into Johnny and spills his drink on Johnny's girlfriend thing. And Johnny's like, "Whoa, man, you can't do that. I'm gonna get real reckless." And he starts trying to punch him. He'll do this several more times in the film. Just you wait. And then there's a bit of child acting because the kid's still there.
Yeah, so here's the thing with this movie. All of the teenagers
Yep.
are played by people in their mid-20s. And then there's just one kid.
Oh yeah, there's what? He's the only kid we ever see, right?
Yeah, he's the only kid.
That's
And I'm
real
pretty sure he
weird.
goes to the same school as his sister. Like, they're in the same... Their equivalent of, like, high school, whatever it is. Like, they're in that.
Yeah,
They're both
yeah.
in that.
But presumably he's like first year or something, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And she's senior.
But he's the only child in that first year class. No other child
right.
has been born for 10 years.
Oh, this is also set in the buddy system.
Yes, absolutely.
Weird, yeah, future. Amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of school, we cut to school, and all the girls are talking about how horny they are, and then the coach walks up, and one of them says, "Can you get suspended for raping your coach?"
No.
Yeah, can you get suspended for raping your coach? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Good Lord, you can.
You're also a senior in high school. You can go to prison. Don't do that.
Do not rape your teacher.
Oh, what?
Good Lord.
This? I mean, it was a different time.
It was a different... lady.
Ugh.
I get it. You're a horny young teenager, but yikes. What a line.
The fact that she said that word as well, it's like... There's just no subtlety. Like,
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
like...
thing.
Maybe it was a different time, but surely raping isn't a great... can you get suspended for banging your teacher sounds a lot better than rape.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Because it somewhat implies that it's consensual on both ends.
what a line of dialogue from
What
the
a
guy
line.
who wrote Harry
That just,
Potter.
it hits you hard because you're not expecting it.
It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, this guy then went on to make Home Alone. Oh, gross.
Yep.
It's just...
Anyway, they move on to class and they have to write their hopes and dreams out on some paper.
Yeah, because Johnny's like, I want to leave this town.
Yep. That's what he wrote down, and they're like, oh, so reckless. But also,
reckless.
they bring up a good point. Like, the children bring up a good point. Like, one of the students is like, yo, but what if we haven't decided what we want to do yet?
No, that doesn't matter. What are you talking about? You've got to know exactly what you want to do by the time you're 17.
Yeah. You will know how to dictate your entire rest of your life
Yeah.
by the time. But that's an actual problem with, that whole thing. But anyway.
Look, the education system's broken, and it
has been for a long time.
potentially, yeah, it's been broken since the 80s.
Yikes. Anyway.
It wasn't a different time. This is one of the very
Oh,
rare
yeah.
cases where this is still
Actually
the same.
not a different time. Actually still a problem. So that's good.
There's a game of rugby. Sorry, I mean football.
Sorry, I think you mean a lesser game.
Yeah.
I think you mean rugby for babies that don't want to get head injuries. Ooh.
I think you can get more head injuries from that sort of football than you can from, like, Australian football.
Right, yeah, because they're actively, like, slamming
Yeah,
together. That's
yeah.
the sort of thing. Whereas rugby, it's like,
Although,
not.
to be good at Australian football, you do need to take a lot of drugs.
Yeah, apparently that's a requirement.
I think they win the game.
Yeah, they say a lot of, we're fired up, and I wrote down,
yeah.
I'm not fired up.
The cheerleading, because Tracy is in the cheerleading team.
Of course she is.
The songs are not good.
No, but they're fired up, and they want to tell you this. How will they do that? Okay, well, let's just say we're fired up.
I like how later on they're not only saying they're fired up, but they're doing it in front of a fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're burning a scarecrow or something.
Yeah, what was that?
Was it a weird ritual, that? It's like one of those things where someone says, yes, this came from ancient pagan rituals where they would burn a corpse or something, Yeah. It was very weird.
Anyway, we got more shots of just Johnny brooding while staring at a factory. It's kind of similar to The Crow, in a way. Yeah.
If they'd cut, like, 90% of the brooding, this film would be 20 minutes long, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It'd be a 20-minute long short.
Well, that means it just would have been a porn again. Then there's an event coming up at the school, and the event is 5 people from the football team get paired up with 5 cheerleaders, and Johnny and Tracy get matched, and her boyfriend's like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, no, that's so weird.
Yeah.
What a weird just thing. What a weird thing that just so happens to put our main 2 characters directly together. Wow, how could this have happened?
But, like, there's a line where Randy is like, "How did this happen? I made sure we got paired up together."
Yeah.
So, did Johnny make this happen? Did he sneak into the I don't know, the
I
room
mean,
where
it's
they planned
possible.
this?
He is kind of a creep. Which
Kinda.
They do point at at points, which is weird, seeing as he's supposed to be endearing, yet he's also a bit creepy. But I guess, you know what, Sandro? It may have been a different time. I'm not sure.
Have been a different time. The dance, though, it's kind of funny because it's shot in a way that you can only see people's, like, legs and butts.
Yeah, it's weird. I like his suit and how his dad is like, you're just skinny little shit.
That's exactly what he says.
It's great. I've got it quoted. Skinny little shit.
He changes the record at the dance. So he puts on a good song. I like the song.
Yeah,
it was alright.
good song.
Again, soundtrack for this film, pretty solid. And then they dance for like 2 minutes. I thought it was well done. I like the dance scene. Did you skip it?
No. I watched the scene. No, but the problem with the scene was I was actively remembering that she had a boyfriend the entire time.
Just having fun.
What's happening here? Why isn't the boyfriend just... Why? How does this happen?
Well, he does attack him at one point.
Yeah, no. After that, the boyfriend attacks him. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, like, the boyfriend's there. So why doesn't he come in and interrupt? And then he does. So, you know.
I like their fight. They fight a lot.
Oh, yeah, they don't even fight. They just sort of grab at each other and shake each other.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. They fight 3 times in this movie, and that's all they do. It's great.
Oh, there's one point where they fall over an oven.
Yeah. Man, it's annoying how unsatisfying their fights is.
It's
like,
realistic, though, kind of.
No, I just want them to throw hands.
Yeah.
Just throw a punch.
Well, they are both, like, football stars, so...
Yeah,
you know.
I just wish they'd get, like, big brute, just violence. I want some violence. Come on.
Speaking of violence, how about some violent script writing?
Whoa. I'm gonna go on a ride. You want to join me? She's like, sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's be reckless. And they go to the Overlook. There's a line of dialogue in this scene where Tracy's like, "Hey, this place is pretty scary." And he's like, "I like being scared. It keeps me awake."
What a great line. From a different time. Anyway.
Oh, the 80s. I kind of love it.
Yeah, no, that was funny. That's good.
The scripts are so bad. But then we get the dad scene, which you liked.
So for the next, I'd say, 45 minutes, I preface everything I write down with O.
Mm-hmm.
Because the script goes from 6 to 11 real quick.
Yeah.
I wrote down, Dad is a deadbeat. He's drunk at work, so his son has to come and pick him up.
Yeah.
Then his dad is even more of a dick, so he leaves and they fight. And it's a pretty cool scene. It's probably the one scene I liked in this movie.
There's a long shot as well with Johnny outside of the house. His dad throws like his record player or something out the window, and then it's all one shot. He walks up, bashes in the door, and then just comes down and like starts crying. It's really well done.
Yeah,
like,
I really like that scene actually, and it's like, I was like, oh damn, this is like a very emotional part of this film, and I like felt emotion watching this film, and I was like, what was that? Was it?
Yeah.
That was emotion. Wait, what? Did this film make me feel something?
I know, right?
Luckily, it finishes up with that shenanigans real quick.
Yeah.
And then we cut to another great scene in this film.
Yeah, the breakdown of Tracy.
She has a breakdown because she's too normal. She's.
I've got the exact quote here. I've got the
Yep.
exact quote. She's talking to her mum, and she is asking about whether or not she's a good daughter. She's like, "Am I a good daughter? I have lots of friends. I don't do drugs. I've never even had the measles. I haven't had the measles, have I? No, I haven't. It's incredible. I'm perfect. I'm a perfect daughter. I'm sick of being perfect." I'm gonna go and
What?
do something
But-
that's not perfect.
What? What? Is that a bad? What?
I don't know what's going on, but I was here for it.
Yeah, no. It's like the perfect teenage daughter freak out.
Yeah. The funniest part is that she's also like 26. That also made it kind of funny.
The actor, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So she leaves her house in the car, and he's leaving. I'm sure they won't bump into each other. Oh wait, whoopsie daisy! She nearly hits him with her car.
Yeah, and then he flies into some trash cans, and he's like, "What did you do that for? You wrecked my motorbike. That was pretty reckless of you. What are you doing? Stop being reckless."
I'm just gonna steal your car.
Yeah, he does. He steals her car.
That's what I'm gonna do. He actually starts speaking in third person for some reason. It's very weird. Don't know why he says that. But then he's like, "Oh, you wanna come with? It's my car now."
But also, do you want to come? Because the next scene, sex scene.
Gonna let that scene
Ugh.
go.
Anyway,
Anyway-
yeah, they go to the school. They break into the school at night, and
Yep, he's super creepy as well during a lot of this.
but he looks at his student records, and it's basically just explaining the premise of the movie.
Yep.
I'm potentially dangerous and destructive. It's almost like I'm pretty reckless.
Yep.
I'm just a reckless kid, and then he trashes the place.
I better live up to that expectation. That's nearly exactly what he says.
Pretty much. Then Kids of America plays. It's a good song. I like
Yep.
it.
Also, she turns on a dime here. Yeah, sure. I'll also wreck the school for no reason.
Yeah.
She's very on board.
What's your favorite way that they wreck the school?
Well, first they light it on fire. That's
yeah,
alright.
that was pretty good.
I really liked him picking up the papers, just throwing it everywhere when they're walking out,
Yeah.
and he's just like, he's almost skipping and throwing them out because it's so dumb.
Mm.
He looks very
That's true.
stupid, just throwing paper everywhere.
I liked him spraying all the trophies with like fire hydrants.
Oh yeah, they do that. Yeah, that's funny.
That's pretty good.
Then they get nearly naked.
Then they get in the pool and they make out. But my
Yep.
one issue is, right, this is the poster. This scene is the poster.
Yeah.
But in the poster, she's in the pool, he's not.
Yeah,
I was very disappointed.
it's an anti-spoiler scene, Sandro.
What do you mean you won't be spoiled for the movie? They're going to end up together.
What do you mean? Wait, they get together? Spoilers? Gosh.
I was just like, oh, okay, we're not going to get the...
Yeah, you really wanted to see him leaning
Well, 'cause-
over the pool trying to make out with her while she's trying to get out of the pool making out
Yeah,
with
because I
him?
wanted to see how it would work, because it looks so ridiculous.
That's a fair point. Anyway.
It was funny. Then they go to the boiler room, and we get
Yep.
a scene that's kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street, except instead of stabbing, it's just kissing.
Yep.
Um,
And banging. Because they do a little bit of that.
yeah, so we get the proper softcore scene, and here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little awkward
Yep.
in points, but what makes it more awkward is that there is no music.
Oh, yeah. It's
There is no music. It's just
hearing
silent.
the sound of them going...
What?
fun.
Whose decision was that?
Yeah, come on. Put on some sexy porno music over the top. Come on.
It was kind of funny, actually. I was laughing a lot.
It was funny. Yep.
He doesn't lick her eyebrows in this scene, though.
Not this one.
That's
We'll get
coming
there.
up. That is coming up.
Anyway,
She runs back to her house, and then he follows her back to her house because he wants to drop off her white soaked underpants.
yep. And then they make out and bang again.
Yeah,
This time,
Yeah.
even more sexy.
because he licks her eyebrows.
Like little fuzzy caterpillars.
And there's no music. Again, there is no music.
It's so you can enjoy their passion, Sandra. You just don't understand. But then next morning, her parents were back from holidays early. Oh no.
Yeah.
He's nearly caught, but the brother sneaks him into his room.
Yeah, fully nude.
Hey, brother's a real bro here.
We see everything.
He wasn't nude, he had underpants on.
Nah, we see his dick.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right, yeah. Whoops.
And then his dad dies.
Yeah, and that's the final O. So all of this was, oh, she just decided to wreck the school. Oh, the shirts are gone. Oh, the rest of the clothes. Oh, the bang. Oh, the back to the witch burning. Oh, they're just nearly caught. And now the final O is, oh, dad's dead.
Yeah, which means this gets the Dead Dad Award, which means nothing, because...
Nope, because this is the wrong year.
That award only worked for films from 94.
Yeah.
So we can give it that if we want to.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a scene where he comes in to get his deadbeat dad again, but this time his deadbeat dad's cocked it.
Then we get a scene that I kind of zoned out with, where Johnny is looking at various photos, and then he burns them, and then he just burns his whole house down.
Of his mum. It was photos of his mum.
It was photos of his mum, right. I was looking at my phone and or drinking.
Right, yeah. Which is fair after this movie. I would do both of those things. I think I did at one point. Anyway, I was definitely drinking, I could tell you that.
Yeah.
No, because he looks at old stuff of his mum's, and of course he's upset because she left them.
Yeah.
But he's also upset with his dad, because his dad was being a dick before he died. But his dad had, like, paraphernalia of him just lying around. You know, it's emotional. And so he's like, nah, I'm going to leave it all behind. So he burns the house. And all the stuff.
The whole house.
Yeah. Gets
Pretty reckless of him.
real toasty.
Yeah.
As he lights all his mum's stuff on fire, which then lights the rest of the house on fire.
Then we cut to career day at the school. He rides into the school on his motorcycle and is like, Tracy, I'm going to skip town. I want you to leave everything behind, all your career aspirations. Randy's like, get away from my girlfriend. And they fight.
Then the people come in to stop them fighting, so he jumps on his motorbike.
And then he says, hey, Tracy, I love you. And she's like, yeah, I'll come with you.
Yep. And then they ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
It's an oldie for me!
It's pretty reckless, this whole film.
It was a pretty reckless film, dude. It wasn't our cup of tea. It wasn't meant for us.
It was for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes were pretty great.
And then there were, like, really funny moments, like the school trashing scene I thought was pretty funny.
There's good moments. And I think, again, if I was, like, a 40-year-old mum, I would really enjoy this film. It's just not... We're not the demographic for it.
Oh, no.
I could imagine a couple of people come to mind, which I could suggest this film, and they'd probably enjoy it. But I won't, because why?
Yeah, you could just watch 50 Shades.
Yeah, just go watch 50 Shades.
At least that film's got some twists and turns.
What a great film series. That was the perfect sound.
What else can I say? Look, it's not the worst movie ever.
Yeah, it's not.
Probably the worst film we've done this year. I think it's about as bad as The Buddy System.
You think it's worse than The Buddy System?
I think it's the same.
Okay, it's the same. It's tied. Oh, I'll give you that. I think I liked The Buddy System a little more.
Yeah. Look, this is an oldie. What would you rate this out of 5?
Out of 5? 2.
Yeah, okay. About the same.
Yeah. Speaking of rating this out of 5, it's time for raving reviews.
Look, technically we do the sequel segment first, but it's reckless and I like it. Do it
yeah,
right
I
now.
Know.
Do it.
I was being abrasive, and it was a good segue, so I just did it.
So reckless. Ooh.
And because there's only 3 quotes, because there was barely any reviews.
Yeah.
How this plays out. Sandro is going to listen to me spouting some of these hot reviews from the word of the people, the mouths of the people, the truth. Because
Yeah.
as everyone knows, the corporate shills that do professional reviewing, they're all wrong. They're all bad, garbage. Get them out of here. We got to get the word of truth from the only place that I know where you can find the purest of truth, which is the public. The internety people. And of course, the best place to find that is on Rotten Tomatoes user reviews. And I'm going to read some of them out, and Sandra's going to guess out of 5, with 0.5s, don't forget the 0.5s, what score they gave it. So, Bud says, hot, hot, hot.
Ooh.
With lots of exclamation marks. So, hot, hot, hot.
Oh.
This is a must-see.
Oh.
Aiden and Daryl heat up like no other duo. Whoa.
Yeah. I think the main reason they heat up was because they're in a boiler room.
Yep.
That's the only thing that was hot in that scene. Let's give this one.
Yep.
It's either 4 or 5, and I don't want to say 5, so I'm gonna say 4.
Ah, you fool! It was a 5 out of 5. Boom. Ugh. Hitting you with a big one there.
I kept my dignity though, so I'm okay.
Yeah, you kept your dignity, but you don't get any points. Gary.
Yep.
Gary says, you would like this one. Not the best film in the world, but it was filmed in my hometown.
Not again. That's it. All right.
That's the review. That's it. Not the best movie in the world, but it was filmed in my hometown. People just like to say that it was filmed in their hometown. What do you think, Gary?
Two out of 5.
3 out of 5. Close again, but it was actually a 3 out of 5 because I don't think you realized it was filmed in his hometown. And then the final, most helpful review is Leo, a favorite. What can I say? Smiley face.
It can't be another 5 out of 5, but it is, isn't it?
No, it's a 3 out of 5.
What?
Come on, it was very obvious by a favorite. What can I say? ? Smiley face.
I hate this. All right, let's pitch a sequel and/or a spin-off and/or an alternate cut. My sequel is it's called Reckless 2: Child Endangerment. Tracy and Johnny have kids, but they still want to be reckless. So they recklessly raise their kids by like leaving them at home and also buying them motorcycles and just dumb stuff like that.
Okay.
Right. They got arrested.
Wow. Okay.
But the film's also hot.
Oh, yes. It's getting hot and steamy.
That's whenever they introduce a character, you see how they made it. You see how they made the kid.
So every time they introduce a child character, you get to see the parents banging to make them conceive the child? Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
They've got 3 kids.
That's an interesting premise. I was not expecting that.
It's like the Suicide Squad. You see their origin story.
The Suicide Squad intro, but it's back.
Reckless 2: Child Endangerment. Alright, what's else?
Oh, that's a great name as well. That's really good. That went from literally the worst idea you've come up with to the best idea. Wow. Yeah.
The first half, it's just them introducing kids by them banging.
It's such a great concept.
And then the second half is them just being bad parents and leaving them at home while they're off.
And then they get arrested, and that's the film. What a great film. I'd love it. I'd watch it. Sounds great. Dear. Sounds very funny. Well, I don't have anything as good as that, because I all I did was want to do the prequel. Mm-hmm. Because they mentioned, that he was normal at one point, right? One of the characters said, you were normal at one point. What happened? And he's like, I grew out of it. So I want to do a prequel where we just see him as a normal child.
It's like young Sheldon, but he's just a kid.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
just a normal kid.
But he's just a normal kid. I wanted to see more of the dad before he carved it, because I liked the dad character. So that was my next bit of that, was just get more of that dad in, And we could have him slowly becoming more reckless, doing reckless things, causing pranks. And then he gets he starts getting motorbikes, but he starts off as on a tricycle or whatever.
Yeah.
And then a bicycle. And then finally getting a bike. But he's being
That's good.
reckless on all of those. And the more he bikes and stuff, the more reckless and less normal he becomes, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's about it. It's not very great.
Let's end it. That's the episode. That's
Yep.
ridiculous.
I mean, this film's a bit of a nothing burger, but it was alright.
But yeah, if you've got anything you want to say, any feedback, if you've seen this movie, you want to let us know what you think of it, if you've seen what we're doing next week, that sort of stuff. We got an email, oldiebuddygoodypod@gmail.com.
Wow.
We're on Facebook, you can message us there. We're on Instagram, you can message us on Instagram. The links are in the description. Check it out if you want. Zach, it's your choice for next week's episode.
Oh yeah, what do we got? Tell me what we got.
You've got 2 picks.
Okay, that's more than one. That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. One of them is called Unfaithfully Yours.
Okay.
It's about a conductor
Yep.
who thinks his wife is cheating on him,
Yep.
so he plots to kill her.
What type of movie is it?
It's like a comedy.
It's a comedy.
It's like an anti-rom-com.
Oh, like an anti... Hey.
And your other option is called Unfaithfully Yours.
Wait
It's
a
about a
minute.
violinist who thinks his wife is cheating on him, and so he plots to kill her.
Wait a minute. Isn't this the same movie?
There's only one option.
Ah! Well then.
There's only one option, and there were no other alternate options this week. The alternate options for this week were the alternate options for last week.
Oh,
so there's
right.
no alternate things that you can choose from. You've only got one film.
Oh, I guess we'll just do this film. Whatever.
Go see Doolittle if you want.
Absolutely not. Alright, we can do this film. It sounds interesting anyway.
Yeah.
Like a reverse rom-com comedy thing? That sounds cool.
Unfaithfully Yours. Wrap it up with our favourite quote from Reckless.
Yep.
Well, my favourite has to be Tracy's breakdown scene.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just the best written scene we've done so far. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good. Because she's like, I'm a good daughter, aren't I? I have a lot of friends, you know, I don't do drugs, I've never even had the measles. I'm incredible. I'm perfect. I'm really perfect. I hate being perfect. Oh, I'm sick of it. I'm gonna go be reckless.
Well, you're a skinny little shit. You skinny little shit.
Nice. It's good.
Because I didn't want to do... Can you get suspended for...
No!